When a famous American YouTuber clicked record on his camera that morning, he didn't know his life, and the whole internet was about to laugh, cry, and learn something he'd never forget. It started when he made a video titled Filipino Language Sounds Funny, where he joked about how Tagalog words sounded like songs or tongue twisters. He said them in a funny way, trying to imitate how Filipinos talked, mixing up syllables and laughing at his own mistakes. The video went viral fast. Some people laughed with him, but many Filipinos didn't find it funny. They filled the comments section with messages like, "Try learning it first before you laugh at it. And it's funny until you realize it's harder than it looks." He didn't expect that kind of reaction. His name was Jason, and though he thought it was all harmless fun, he decided to take on a challenge to learn Tagalog for real, to prove he wasn't mocking, just curious. He started on day one with the basics. Magandang, umaga, salamat, kumusta ka? He thought it would be easy. It wasn't. The first time he tried to say nakakapagipabagag, his tongue almost gave up. He paused and laughed so hard that tears came out of his eyes. "How do Filipinos even do this?" he said in disbelief. But he didn't stop. He downloaded apps, watched Filipino shows, listened to OPM songs, and even joined an online Tagalog class. His teacher, a young woman named Lisa from Cavite, patiently taught him how to say words slowly and properly. At first, Jason struggled a lot. He mixed up in Gianang, said "oh" like "oh," and accidentally told someone "I'm hungry" when he meant to say "I'm happy." Filipinos found his mistakes funny, but also heartwarming. They started following his journey. Soon, his comment section changed from laughter to love. "You're doing great, Jason." "Juan, hoot. Now you sound like my Tito when he's drunk," another teased. But behind the jokes, people admired him, because instead of mocking, he was now trying. And trying was beautiful. After 2 months, Jason could say full sentences. He could order food in Tagalog, greet people properly, and even sing small parts of Tagalog songs. One night, he went live on YouTube to show his progress. Thousands of Filipinos joined, commenting hearts and flags. Jason started the live by saying, "Magandang gabi, saya inyong lahat. Ako, si Jason, at gusto kong pasalamatan kayong lahat." The crowd went wild in the comments. "Peopli, ispameji, inge, ali, ing mo. Wow! And proud kami, sayo." He smiled and said, "You see, I thought Tagalog sounded funny. But now I realize it's not funny, it's full of heart." That sentence alone went viral across the Philippines. News outlets picked it up. People shared his clips on TikTok with captions like this: "Foreigner just fell in love with our language." But what really changed Jason wasn't the fame, it was the connection. He started making Filipino friends who taught him slang. He learned words like base, chibog, tropa, and even gidjo. He said they sounded funny at first, but when he learned what they meant, he saw how deep they were. "You guys don't just talk," he said. "You express feelings with every sound." He visited the Philippines after a few months of studying. The moment he landed, he heard people speaking Tagalog. Everywhere at the airport, in taxis, in restaurants, and it felt like music to him. He went to a small eatery and tried to order in Tagalog. 8. Pahingi. Po ng adobo at izan kanin. "Salamat po," he said shyly. The old lady at the counter smiled wide and replied, "Ang galing mo naman, kuya." Everyone in the eatery clapped. Jason laughed and said, "I can't believe it. I just spoke Tagalog, and they understood me. From that moment, his love for the language grew stronger. He traveled to Sabut, Davao, Baguio, and even Palawan, meeting locals and speaking Tagalog. Wherever he went, in every place, people welcomed him warmly. He realized that what people once called funny was actually beautiful. It was a language built with history, emotion, and pride. One afternoon, he met a group of kids playing basketball. They shouted in Tagalog, laughing and teasing each other. Jason joined them and said, "Pasale." The kids screamed in excitement. "Marunong siya mag-Tagalog." They played for hours, and he later said that was the happiest day of his life. That night, he recorded a video saying, "When I first heard Tagalog, I thought it was funny, but after hearing Filipinos speak it, I realized it as one of the most expressive languages in the world. You can hear love, joy, and strength in every word." His followers grew from thousands to millions. People from other countries started saying they wanted to learn Tagalog too. Jason began teaching beginners online, saying, "Let's make learning Tagalog fun and respectful." Even Filipinos abroad said his videos made them miss home. Parents showed their children how a foreigner fell in love with their language. Jason was invited to a local TV show in Manila. When the host asked, "So, what made you fall in love with Tagalog?" Jason said in perfect Tagalog, "Kasi ang Tagalog hindi lang salita, puso siya." The audience clapped loudly. Some even cried. He smiled shyly and said, "I never thought a funny language would teach me how to listen with my heart." That quote became famous. It was shared all over Facebook and printed on posters during Filipino Language Month. Schools invited Jason to speak to students. He told them, "Don't be shy of your accent. Your language is powerful." Over time, other foreigners followed his path. A group of Koreans started a YouTube channel where they only spoke Tagalog. An African student in Manila made a viral video saying, "Ang girap pinihi Tagalog pero ang saya." A British traveler wrote on Twitter, "I used to laugh at Tagalog too now. I'm in love with every word." The world slowly began to see Tagalog differently, not as a funny language, but as a symbol of warmth and resilience. Years later, Jason moved to the Philippines for good. He said it felt like home. He built a small school in Cavite where kids and foreigners could learn Tagalog together. He said he wanted to give back to the country that gave him so much love. Every morning, you could hear laughter from his classroom. Kids corrected foreigners' pronunciations, foreigners tried hard to say Ng properly, and everyone laughed not at each other, but with each other. One day, a young student asked him, "Sir, Jason, what's your favorite Tagalog word?" He smiled and said, "But because it means helping one another, that's what this country taught me." His answer became another viral clip online. People said, "This foreigner understands the heart of the Filipino better than some of us." And maybe it was true, because Jason didn't just learn the language, he learned the soul of the people who spoke it. In time, the man who once laughed at Tagalog became one of its biggest fans. He started writing books about his experience, calling one of them The Language That Laughed Back. In the introduction, he wrote, "When I first tried to imitate Tagalog, I thought it was just sounds. But now I know it's music that tells stories of love, kindness, and family." His school grew, his videos kept inspiring millions, and his journey reminded everyone that sometimes what we laugh at first might be the very thing that changes our heart. And so, the story that began with mockery ended with admiration. The same man who said Tagalog sounds funny became the man who proudly said, "Mahal ko ang Pilipinas." The same people who once laughed at him were now learning from him, and in the end, everyone realized that Tagalog isn't funny, it's magical. It's the sound of laughter, love, and life all in one. Because only in the Philippines can a language make you smile, cry, and feel at home all at once.